Alrighty guys, welcome back to another LEGO set review from BrickByBrick, and today we have set number 70746. This is the Condrai Copter Attack from the Ninjago Tournament of Elements wave from 2015. It contains 311 pieces, 3 minifigures, and retailed for $29.99. So Skylar in this set, who is an exclusive figure, but we'll take a look at her later, comes with this little hoverboard kind of thing. Not really sure exactly what it is, but it does fly, and these do actually appear in the show, which is a nice thing to, be able to say, because most of the time when they need a tiny little side vehicle, it's something that has no relevance to the TV show at all. So, it's nice to have that little change there. I like how it does have a little thruster on the bottom and the back. I think it looks good, and it does look similar to the show, so honestly, I actually kind of really like this little thing. And it works well for play, because, you can fly your figures around, and it's just kind of fun, It's also a very, small build. It doesn't take too many pieces, so, really nice. I actually like it quite a bit. The main build, though, is the namesake of the set, which is the Condrai Copter itself, and, it's the Condrai Copter. It, is helicopter, but tan, dark tan, and it looks like an Condrai, kind of. It has the typical color scheme, which is dark tan and purple, with a little black in there. And it kind of has this, two, hover pod kind of things. It's not a traditional helicopter at all, but it's got the propellers here, which can be rotated, and these are on hinges, so you can lift them up, and you can turn these propellers in any direction you want, really. Kind of an interesting design. You can also turn them around this way, so if you want to do something like that. A little weird, but it gives you plenty of options. I think personally they look best when they're angled like this, so that the bottoms are on the same level as the rest of the helicopter. But it does have these spring-loaded missiles, which are not flick fire, not spring-loaded. Obviously, they work best if you flick them like that, and they work okay. I like how they take advantage of the hole that's naturally going to be there from this hinge brick, the ratcheted click hinge, but other than that, it's nothing super special. Note there are stickers on the sides here, and these are hinged just to give it kind of a cool shape. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is for the propellers. There's also one on the back, which can rotate all the way around. I like the use of the skeleton bodies as details here, and there's a decent sticker going down the back. I like the use of these bone pieces here, because what they do is they allow for space for figures to hold on to. So you could have some other warriors in the back here, or you could have a ninja holding on, catching a ride, trying to sneak up on them. So that's just a cool little additional feature that's relatively minimal and actually looks good, I think. But inside here, there is space for 2 figures, one on either side of this center section, which is an action feature that we'll look at in a second. This side has a button for Chen, because Chen likes buttons. The other side has a little control yoke that's made with bones. I think it looks alright, and I think the figures do look decent when they're sitting in there. Also, the head here has some stickers which are kind of hidden, but they kind of, show the eyes. I think that looks good. And you can see this net here that's part of the play feature, which we'll take a look at in a second. From the side, these teeth look a little odd, but I think when you put it at any sort of angle, it looks okay. And the action feature that I mentioned seconds ago is this thing here. If you push that, it will launch the net. That didn't work too well, and it's probably just because of the way I folded it, honestly. It's kind of difficult to get the net to open up properly, because it's how the net features work. Interesting that I'm doing this in 2017 when they've just introduced a new net shooter feature that probably would work a lot better than this, but it does also look a little strange. Yeah, there, that time it opened up, but I just missed entirely. But the point is, you're supposed to be able to trap Skylar, which I think, if I remember correctly in the show, they trapped someone in a net before the whole copter chase. That actually does happen in an episode, so I think that this is, you know, decently episode accurate. Not as much as some sets, but not as bad as others. So, you know, that's pretty much the scenario here. Let's take a look at the figures. So the first two figures here are Izor and Master Chen, respectively. Master Chen, you know, appears in another set, and he has his staff and his cape, so this really isn't as much of a draw as the other one, but it's still cool to get the main bad guy in a second, relatively cheap set, you know, for those who aren't going to be able to get the Enter the Serpent. As far as the actual figure goes, his hat piece is really nicely molded. I like the way it looks a lot. The funny thing is, it's kind of dual molded, so the Condrai helmet is a nice hard plastic, and it's, you know, tan. The rest, the actual snake, is purple, and it's kind of rubbery. It's a soft plastic, which means it won't break off, and it, you know, it's just kind of cool, and it feels different. There is his face print, and the torso print, as well as the leg print. The legs are not dual molded, unfortunately. This is kind of before that, but, you know, the back does have a good print on there, and in this set it does not get covered up, but in the other one it does, so, you know, kind of cool that you can see a little bit more here. For some reason he comes with like this claw piece. Don't know why. Has no show relevance at all. But Izor, on the other hand, is a pretty neat figure as far as the Condrai cultists go. It's not super accurate because it should technically have one of these helmets with a mohawk piece, but they didn't make another mold, which, you know, probably wouldn't have been a super good investment either. It wouldn't have looked a ton better, and it also would have created a whole new mold for one figure. But he does get the cool Condrai sword for this season, which is pretty cool looking. I think it's dual molded with the purple and tan here. But that could just be printing. It'll be really, really good printing, though. So I'm assuming dual molding. As far as the figure goes, he has legs. I believe they're exclusive to his character, but they're very similar to a lot of the other, you know, Condrai cultist legs. And no dual molding there. But he has this really awesome jacket on, with no sleeves. It's got the snake symbol on the back, which is actually pretty much the same as Chen's, or very similar. And in the front, it's kind of like not really wearing a shirt, just a jacket. But he's got a snaky belt and a snake tooth. I'm kind of snake obsessed. He does have a tattoo, which apparently Chen doesn't have, but everyone in his army does. And this guy only has one eye. So that's where he gets his name. But he looks nice. I think he's one of the more visually interesting Condrai cultist figures, and kind of cool to get an exclusive figure in this set. But to be honest, I don't think they really needed Izor here, because they have Skylar. And Skylar is a relatively important character in the whole Tournament of Elements season. It's kind of like the only one of the Elemental Masters that was introduced that actually, you know, matters, kind of, in the long run. She does come with a crossbow, which I believe she used at least when she fought Jacob in the tournament season. The whole mask is really nice. I've always liked the Zukin outfits with these printed masks. And this is the only way you can get a mask for Skylar in this color, because this is the only time she appeared in a ninja suit in a set. I like her face print a lot. It's way better than the newer one that they did in the Skylar Battle Pack. She does have another expression, which is seen in the show briefly, so I really like that they actually, you know, included it on the figure. And you can put her mask on over it, but this is kind of meant to be used with her hair, I believe. Which does not appear in the set, which I think is my only real complaint. It does appear later in Elemental Masters Battle Pack in 2017. 17, yeah. that's this year. But, you know, It would have been nice to get the hairpiece back at this point in time. However, it is nice to, have that option nowadays. The torso print looks good. Similar design to the other Ninja's Zukin or Jungle outfits. She does come with a quiver piece to go with her crossbow, which I don't remember if she had this in the show. I don't believe so, but I could be wrong. And there's the back print. It looks good. It's nice that she has the quiver printed on her torso if you want to remove the actual piece, like some people may. And overall, that's a really nice figure. The only thing I'm not a huge fan of is the way the eyes look through this ninja mask. I love the facial expression underneath. I think it looks great, but I just don't think you can see enough of her eyebrows in order to make it look like she's angry. She kind of looks scared just because of the way the eyelashes are done with, Lego minifigure eyes. But still, a really nice, cool, desirable figure. So, I haven't really mentioned anything I dislike about this set. It seems like I've been praising it quite a bit. However, I don't know how much I would recommend this set nowadays. Back when it was out, I think, $30, go for it. But at this point, the main draw for me is this Skylar figure. I like this quite a bit, but the rest of it, I think, is kind of forgettable. I liked the Tournament of Elements wave. I thought it was great back when it happened, but they've just done so much new, exciting stuff with Ninjago that I don't know how well the wave as a whole stands up over time. The figures are still great, and I would definitely recommend trying to get a Skylar figure if you can, but the actual design of this vehicle isn't as cool as some more recent stuff, so I would recommend some of the more recent stuff over this. But back in the day, I think it was a good set. Obviously, can't really recommend it as much nowadays. So anyway, that's all there is to this set, really. It's really good for figure collectors, but it doesn't have as much play value as some of the other sets, besides the inherent, fact that it is a helicopter. I don't like the net feature a whole lot, but other than that, and it doesn't look super great on display. So I would recommend other sets over this, like particularly the Boulder Blaster from the same wave. I think that was a whole lot more fun to play with, way better play features. The only thing this thing has over it is the figure selection, which I don't like that they make you make that choice. So, it's kind of mixed bag here, but I don't think overall it was a bad set. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys all next time. Bye, everyone.